4 from Duke University is Cole Resnick. 7, Duke University, and Matt Colson.
Duke, let's go Duke! It's going to come down to the last 25. That underwater, they still have about a 2-length lead right now over Penn.
I always just try and tell myself that, like, I'm going to win this race.
But this Duke-Carolina rivalry right here in Heat 2.
If it's coming down to the wire, like, and they're right next to you, it's just all out, like, whatever guts you have left, whatever's like left in the tank, because you don't want to lose, and you just make sure that you can get your hand on the wall first. You're just racing.
We had such a good group down there, and like, you know, specifically for me, like our training group with Josh, we went toe to toe like every single session, every single day, and really like left it all out there, put down some really good swims, had a lot of good training sessions, and then had a lot of fun, I think.
Hard, and it honestly was a lot of fun, and I feel like during the days, like when we weren't training, like I was just having like the time of my life in the Keys. It was really fun.
One of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, but I think with everyone like being there to like support me, it honestly, like leaving the week, I felt like closer than I like ever have with, especially with like IM group.
We had several weight sessions. We did some stuff to warm up on land, to kind of mix up the training that I felt was beneficial, that also mentally was, I think, good for the group. So that whenever I asked you guys to go, you know, which was pretty much every session, you know, you guys went.
We got it going. We dialed it up, throwing down challenges and people meeting the challenges. I had a blast, and you know, we had some practice where we suited up, and we swam a lot of the practice suited and just got up and did different races. There were some different challenge sets. Some of them were adaptations on sets that I actually did when I swam. Kind of pushed the envelope a little bit.
This past year was the hardest training I've ever done while we were down in Florida.
We did some crazy sets though. I threw up a couple times.
No days off. Every practice was serious training and a lot of long course butterfly. We did 8 100s as fast as you can go.
Some grueling kick sets, which I did not perform great at.
In this like other plane of like being able to focus on what I was doing.
31s, basically best average.
100s, like hold fastest or whatever.
You know, it allowed people to draw a competitive nature out of themselves. We did several things off the blocks.
You know, I have to depend on these people to get through this stuff, and racing them is fun, and getting better together is fun.
And being able to lift was so fun, and you know, going in shirtless into the CrossFit and getting in some work was a lot of fun.
A little bit different, obviously, when you have nothing to do except swim, you can push a little bit harder, and you know, I thought the team really handled it really well. I thought we got a lot of good work in, and it really benefited them, you know, for the back end of the year.
But I think a lot of it was just a lot of grinding, like really, really pushing to new levels of, hey, you're gonna get your ass kicked today and tonight, and like the last 2 days you couldn't move your legs.
I had a high school teacher that referred to January 1 through March 30th as the hard 90. As in, those are the hardest 90 days of the year, and if you can get through those, you can get through anything.
Just push me every single day. You know, they're the ones who get me through the tough workouts, and I
think it's what separates the men from the boys, to be completely honest. It's tough because it's hard to come back from home or the training trip and be 100% committed when like you have to start school back up again, and it's all these new classes, and it's cold and the days are short. But like, I don't know, I think if you have the goals and you keep to them, like it's pretty easy to make it through and like be motivated. One thing about our sport is like, at 5 a.m., you're probably not the most committed person in the world. You probably think about quitting, but you just gotta shake that off and get to practice. And once you're there, you know, you're with your best friends, and doing anything with your best friends is pretty cool.
Being able to have that trust and loyalty of your teammates that you've been able to build up over the past 6 weeks before that is important.
For me, it's always kind of been like, you know, it's gonna suck, you know it's gonna suck, but if you do it well, you're not gonna remember it sucking as much. You're just gonna remember like the payoffs at ACCs and NCAAs.
And we're like, damn, like I'm tired, I'm sore, like I'm whatever, but then it's like, okay, like, but we all are, so like, it basically shut up and like, let's swim this set, because like, that's what, like, we need to get ready.
The most excited I'd been about swimming since I was probably in middle school.
And then we get to this meet and all of a sudden this energy and this fire just takes off in everyone.
The like atmosphere of that meet was different from any other meet that I'd been to, and I loved it so much.
Leading up to the whole week, there was just like so much like energy, like, oh, we have to beat them, or we have to come in and like win this relay or do this and that.
If you haven't experienced like true, you know, team meets, that's one of them.
Really put a good foot forward with, you know, 2 top 25, at the time, top 25 programs. So, you know, that was a very competitive day.
I remember battling. I remember swimming my heart out.
No matter what, like, we have to like keep the momentum going. Like in the first medley relay, like it wasn't great, but I feel like in my mind I was like, okay, like then how do you get everybody back?
Brad winning the 50, which was huge.
I literally went up to Cole and I was like, the only way we stay in this meet is if we go 1-2 here.
It was a great time, until we lost.
Our team was resilient, unlike I've really ever seen in us before. And as a senior, like that's all you can ask for. I would have loved for us to hit 150 points and to stolen a win from them, but you know, when everybody's going nuts on the sideline, like that's what you remember. I don't know how many points we did score. It was just shy of 150, I'm sure, but that's like at the end, like we walked away with a really great meet, and even without the W in our column, like we can't ask for more.
I don't have much to say, but that was a hell of a fucking meet. There was a lot of great swims there, but we're not. You're gonna say something.
I want to add in, like, I know the score wasn't what we want, but like I thought everyone like swam their hardest, and couldn't be prouder of everyone here. Right?
2 weeks, let's get a little pissed off from that, because we're really fucking close to beating those guys.
We were really ready to go. Obviously, we didn't come out with a win, which sucks, but I think the way that we fought and the way that we swam was very admirable, and you know, that's part of sports. Like, you're not going to win everything, and that's what makes winning fun, is the fact that there's the chance that you can lose.
Me and the other guys decided that we weren't going to lose the relay this year either, because even if you like lose a meet, you got to win the last relay, especially at your home pool.
We've been talking about it all week, hoping that the meet was going to come down to that. Like I said, we came up short, but you know, luckily we were able to get one last punch in there and take them down and come away with the pool record. So
Even if you lose the meet and you win the relay, it's a really good feeling. And so it was a really exciting way to end the UNC Duke meet in 2022. And I think that relay looked at that moment as another stepping stone.
We weren't fully rested. We knew we had a lot more room to drop going into ACCs. And then that UNC relay was kind of like, okay, like, so we lost to UNC at midseason, so then we take them down in the dual meet, and we're like, all right, you know, we're for real, we're here. So we knew it was going to take a big swim at come ACCs, but we knew we were capable of it.
Build up was pretty stressful for me. I don't think anybody ever saw it on the pool deck. You want kids to swim fast, and you want to do everything you can to give them every opportunity to do that.
Refine that and to make it where you're not thinking about, all right, I need this many kicks, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that, so where it just becomes automatic. And you have to swim somewhat of a high level effort because when you do, your body position changes, how you feel the water changes. We're not getting quite as beaten up, I would say, as far as volume-wise, maybe quality-wise, we're kind of substituting that a little bit.
You know, and I think the last week before was probably the most zen I was gonna be. You know, at that point for the group, for the sprinters, it's all about rest. Sharpen a few details here and there, rest another day, sharpen a little bit the next day, rest again, day off, rest again, you know, sharpen a little bit. It's all about just fine-tuning those details. The work's already been done. We did it in Florida. We did it in the fall. You know, it was just time to prepare to get to Atlanta and execute.
5 days out, I was just like, you know what? Like, if I'm gonna round the corner, I'm gonna round it, and if I'm not, then I'm not. I can't really control that.
Practices are just like super fast swimming, and I like fast swimming instead of like a bunch of like slower, long stuff. So
I'm not someone that's super technical with that stuff, so you know, a lot of it's by feel, and at that point it's like, as long as I'm doing less yards and I'm getting a little bit more rest and getting my breath underneath me, I feel good. So, you know, I trust whatever Josh had for me was gonna work.
You got to take ACCs one day at a time. A 5-day meet is a long meet.
Everyone else can't. Like, we can all do amazing things, and like we had big goals to achieve, and like we ended up achieving them. And I feel like that was that every single person like brought something that meet.
Taking each race one step at a time, not worrying about what happened yesterday, and not getting too nervous about what's happening tomorrow.
Very, very anxious at big meets. I get really nervous. I put a lot of pressure on myself because I really want to do well and I want to be good.
You can't let the first day completely dictate how you're going to be the next 4 days. So really trying to like stay in the moment was a big thing for me this year.
That's what makes sports fun, is that you get in there and like you're not thinking anymore. You're just doing. You know, you're warming up, you're warming down, you're competing, you're fueling, you're cheering on your teammates. There's really nothing better. There's no time to think, and that's what makes it fun.
And going into ACCs, I was like, you know, I feel good about the training that I've put in. I feel good about the entire year that I've had. I want to go to this meet. It's combined. I just want to have some fun. I want to cheer for my teammates. I want to see my teammates do well. And I want to swim. And kind of whatever happens in my races, like, I'm going to leave it there. That's going to be what it is. It'll be fine.
The race, everyone was like, I was very stressed. And everyone was like, you need to just relax. Like you got this.
But she gets nervous before races kind of the same way as me. She just really wants to perform for the people around her. And I told her it would be just fine if she went 144 high. If she broke 145, we'd all be really, really happy for her. And then she threw down 143. And I think I was just as shocked as she was.
It did pretty well. Yeah, I went a best time and set the school record. So I saw that and I was so shocked. I didn't believe that had actually just happened, so it was pretty crazy.
And UNC was right next to us. That one was, I think, the most nerve-wracking one of them all.
And what did you do to the girl from UNC?
We beat them, so that was good. It was exciting.
This is probably going to be a pretty good meet. I knew it was going to take a fast time to get in the A final, so once I had gotten into the A final, there was a lot less stress, and I was just kind of going into the final, just trying to race and see what happened.
Warm up, swim to I am at 6:45. We'll see what happens.
I went a best time, and then I Actually, I got silver in the event, which was crazy. Yeah.
And you have the guys who, to me, I think had a really strong meet.
We had the same 4 guys, really special group.
So we knew it was going to take a big swim at come ACCs, but we knew we were capable of it. And we had, you know, Coleman as our leadoff is just like so solid. Like we all had faith that like he's going to get us where we need to be. And then you put the 3 fellas off the relay starts and anything can happen.
All year, so we knew exactly what we were going to do.
And to think about, like you've done all the thinking, you've done all the race planning, you get up on the block, let your mind go blank and just rip it.
Like whenever you look over, like the whole team's just cheering, which is really cool, and they're all fired up, and that fires me up. So outstanding swims. Charlie, Brad went absurdly fast, and he touched again. Didn't know his record. I just knew that we went really freaking fast.
The guys win a team record! Let's go!
We just had to go out and execute. Like I said, with Josh, you know, Josh leading us with those relay starts all year. Like we had those down cold. No wasted time there. And
they looked up like, hey, we just did that. Like that was really cool.
You have a genuine like understanding of each other and like genuine care for each other. Like it makes you want to swim so much faster and compete so much harder for those guys.
She really challenged me to figure out like what my purpose was being here. And not to let any opportunity go by, and I think that like totally changed the outcome of my swim season.
Anxious with all the people from this year because I like came in here like hoping like, oh, relays are gonna be fun, this team's gonna be fun, like I hope for the best, but it's actually like so much better than I could have ever imagined.
You know, they're my brothers, and it was a special time to kind of like go and show off what we've done all year, and you know, I think we did a great job. So.
Makes me so happy, and I can't stop smiling thinking about it because like I love everyone so much, and like I know they like me, like love me too, and it's just like I'm gonna take that and we're gonna keep going for the next 3 years. And
I just need to like believe in myself when I get behind the blocks. And then after ACCs, I was like, okay, like you really need to start believing in yourself because like you've done like great things, and
this year was definitely like a really, really great way to start like my journey here.
So that was pretty cool. Like every day I always tried to do something a little better.
I think that I had learned to just kind of like appreciate where I am and not be like be humble about it, but also like realize like what I like and be proud of the things that I've done, and that I'm allowed to feel that way.
It's just like if you keep working at something and you never give up, like good things will happen. And like again, even if I never won a best time, like I knew that I put in everything that I could.